Pisces, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Pisces love reading. In this reading today, we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest as we move into May 2024. To do that, I'm going to get one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in May. I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Pisces, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Pisces and their romantic person of interest as we move into May 2024. Okay, we got a lot going on here. Felt like I had a few flip over in here. And you heard me, I asked for one, and I think we got more than one. Let's see. Usually means we got a lot going on. Apparently we didn't get more than one. That felt like I had a massive explosion in there. Okay, only one. What's going on with you, Pisces? It's been a minute. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to edit this video this time because I'm running behind. I've gotten way too booked up on personal readings, so I'm gotten behind again on YouTube. So I'm just going to crank these out. Probably for the next week, I may not edit anything. I'm just putting them out so I can try and get caught up. I figure for you, it's probably more important that you get your reading versus getting into where it's all edited fancy and all that good stuff. But let's get 3 cards for what's going on with Pisces as it relates to their romantic person's interest and connection between them as we move into May 2024. One flipped over here for sure. I know that. Got an extra one in there. Okay. Feel like you got a lot happening all at once here, Pisces. What's going on with your person? What's going on with Pisces' romantic person of interest as it relates to Pisces and the connection between them? Not letting me get it all out. Okay, that's cool. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 8 of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the tarot deck. This is usually a very fast forward movement on something, very fast progress on something that there's a lot of passion or desire for. This can represent rapid back and forth passionate communications happening. This can represent travel. It could even just represent that there's a whole lot happening at once. There's a whole lot coming at you all at one time. This would be like almost like an overwhelming amount of stuff happening, like trying to take a drink of water out of a fire hose. It's just like too much happening. There's too much to process. It's too much all at once. I got the 10 of Pentacles behind that. This is Virgo energy. This is most people's goal in the physical reality. This is maximum stability, maximum abundance, maximum prosperity. This is the combining together of 2 people or 2 families and all their assets and resources to build that stable, abundant, prosperous home life that we all want. So there's either really fast movement on something like moving in together or living together or getting married, or there's a lot happening around being combined together. Oh shit, we got 10 of Swords right behind that. So I got 2 10s in a row. 10s are completion energies. This is Gemini energy. This is usually a swift, painful ending to something. Sometimes this is an ending that you didn't see coming. Sometimes this is an ending in betrayal. No matter what, this is some kind of an ending here. Whatever it is, it's happening fast, and it looks to be related to this Ace of Pentacles, which is a new physical, tangible, real-world opportunity presenting itself. This is not like an idea or a concept. This is like a physical, I can touch it type of an opportunity here. Well, seems to be whatever that is has happened very quickly. That's the overall energy. That's like the basic gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. We might have to come back to that more as we go along. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way as we move into May. Doesn't always affect you both the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and it makes you feel or act or think this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately external stuff that's happening to you. The mutual point of interest between the two of you, Pisces, is the Emperor. This is the Aries Major Arcana card. This is an energy of control. It's about taking control, taking charge of a situation. This is a master manifester kind of an energy because it's someone who has all the tools and abilities and resources to put together a plan to get what they want and then to execute that plan to get what they want. So this is about taking charge of something. This will be the person who makes the rules, who sets the boundaries, who calls the shots, like it's my way or the highway type of an energy here. Sometimes that's a really positive energy because it's like somebody who's a go-getter. They're not just sitting around on their ass waiting on things to show up and hand itself to them. This is somebody who puts together plans and executes plans. So tell me about this Emperor energy, please. Why is this the mutual point of interest between Pisces and their person of interest moving into May? Thank you. On the bottom of the deck, the Sun. This is a Leo Major Arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than that in a love reading when that's what it means. The other meaning to the card is this is the card that comes immediately after the moon in the sequence of the Major Arcana. So when the moon's out, it's dark outside. There's uncertainty because you can't see the path in front of you. You're not sure if you're on the right path. When it's dark, things can be hidden in the darks. Things can be going on that you don't see, that you don't know about, that haven't been revealed yet. Secrets can be kept. The next step is the sun comes up, and now it's not dark anymore. So now all this light has been shined into the darkness, exposing what was hidden in the dark. So we could have something like that going on. We could say we got somebody here taking complete control and taking charge of happiness and putting together a plan to get the happiness that they want, executing that plan. Could be that. Well, it could also very well be that this is illumination, something getting exposed to where it can be seen now because I have death right behind it. This is a Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is an ending to something. It's something dying so it can be reborn again in a different way. This usually involves a very painful transition period or a painful transformation process taking place after the ending of something. King of Wands right behind that. This is Leo or Sagittarius energy. Well, I've got two Sagittarius cards here, or could be considered that. Two Leo cards here. Scorpio. Seeing a little bit more Leo out here. Well, two more Leos. Some fixed sign energy. You got a little bit of Virgo, a little bit of Aquarius, a little bit of Cancer. Some more Sagittarius, some more Cancer, some more Leo. You could be dealing with any of those signs. This is a general collective reading, so you could be dealing with literally any sign. It's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with as an individual person, because in this reading, I'm not really tapping into your specific energy as an individual person like I would if I were doing a personal reading with you. This is a collective reading, so I'm tapping into literally tens of thousands of Pisces people all at once, some of which are Pisces Moon or Pisces Rising or Pisces Venus, not necessarily Pisces Sun. So I'm just going to keep calling out all these signs as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything to you. But we got some either Leo or Sagittarius energy with this King of Wands right behind what looks like something getting exposed that kills something here. This is a very driven, motivated, ambitious, determined kind of a person. This is someone who knows exactly what they want, and they go after what they want. They don't take no for an answer. They don't really let roadblocks and obstacles and little challenges stop them. This is the kind of person that's going to find a way to get what they want, or they're going to make a way to get what they want. Now, it is also the pinnacle of the wand suit, and the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male phallus, using it to be intimate, sexual energy, sex, passion, desire, things of that nature. This is the pinnacle of that suit. So it's not just a driven and motivated person. It's someone who's also very driven and motivated by sexual energy and passion and desire. Looks like that could be causing a serious problem here, especially with this Five of Swords right behind it. This is Aquarius energy. At its core, this is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event happening. It's tied to the pinnacle of the wand suit. Many times this Five of Swords ends up being a betrayal of some kind. It ends up being sometimes a person that you're dealing with that has this winning at all costs mentality. Like, I know what I want. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to put together the plan to get what I want, and I'm executing that plan to get what I want, and I'm the most important thing here. So collateral damage is fine with me. If you have to get hurt in order for me to get what I want, well, that's your problem, because I'm going to get what I want. That's really what this is feeling like here. When I clarify the Emperor, I get the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Wands, and the Five of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune represents the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac: Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. This is, it's a change in the luck and fortune. This is a turn of events. This is like a pivotal moment where something changed abruptly. It can sometimes represent a cyclic pattern here where some cycle is happening and we're going for another lap on it. A lot of times this can represent like what's supposed to happen is going to happen, and there's not really anything anyone can do about it. It is what it is. This is feeling like we've had some sort of a turn of events here. Like this would be like if things were going great between the two of you, this would be that pivotal moment where things went to hell in a handbasket. I got a lot happening all at once. Could definitely be something like that. Now, the opposite is also true. If things have been going really crappy, this could be the wheel spinning the other way and kind of correcting course a little bit. Not 100% sure if that's the case, because the next clarifier I have is the Six of Wands. This is Leo energy of recognition. Sometimes this would be like you getting recognized for something, like getting publicly recognized for something. Most of the time, though, this is you coming to some sort of a recognition yourself, as in you recognizing something. And whatever it is that's being recognized here is allowing forward movement to take place. This is in the shared energy, so it's hard to tell at this stage. This could be you recognizing something and allowing you to move forward. This could be your person recognizing something that allows them to move forward. It is a card about forward movement, successful forward movement, and it's in that wand category again, passion, desire type of an energy. Final clarifier for the Emperor is the Five of Wands. So we're going backwards here in this passion, desire end of things. The Five of Wands is more Leo energy. Fives are conflict. We've already seen one here, 4 cards deep in this shared energy, the underlying story, this Five of Swords. Fives are conflict or change. This would represent a conflict in someone's desires, an internal conflict, in like, what is it that I actually want? Well, a piece of me wants this, and a piece of me wants this other thing, and now I'm torn between these two, and I'm playing this internal battle of tug of war inside what it is that I actually want here. Like, pulling myself in different directions at the same time. Now, because this, excuse me, is the shared energy that's affecting you both, this could be telling me that your person is internally conflicted about something and it's affecting you. It could be saying you're internally conflicted about something and it's affecting them. It could be a case where you want one thing and they want pretty much the opposite of that, and you guys are pulling against each other instead of in the same direction. I will freely admit to you, it's not uncommon at this early stage in the reading that I don't fully understand exactly what this is trying to tell me yet. I usually don't get it until I start going through your energy. I'll come back to this on my way through your energy, Pisces, because then I'll be able to see how all this applies to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy so I can see how it relates to them. But that's the shared energy in this connection as we move into May 2024. Pisces, your energy. First card is the most important. You got that Five of Wands again. Central to your energy is the Three of Cups. And the final card for you came out as 2. We got the Ace of Cups and Temperance. Five of Wands, we just went over that. This is the Leo energy here. Conflict. This is an internal conflict here. Can sometimes represent competition of some kind. Let me clarify this and see what's going on. That feels really funny here. What's going on with this Five of Wands? Why is that the first card in Pisces energy, please? Okay. You and then you. Well, on the bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. Knights are action takers. This is the fastest knight in the deck. So again, I got a really fast moving energy as the overall energy of the reading. This is one step slower than this Eight of Wands. The only card faster than these two is the Chariot, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but that is the very first card in your person's energy here. So we got a lot of speed happening, something going down really, really quick, and it looks like it's related to a new opportunity presenting itself in the physical world. And we got a lot happening around this idea of combining lives together or being combined together with some sort of an ending, it looks like, to that. This Knight of Swords is about rushing forward and taking some rapid, decisive action on something. Usually this kind of a person, though, doesn't think things through first. This is just like they rush in and they take this action that they didn't think about. They didn't think about it while they were doing it. They didn't think about it until after they already did it. Like, this is very spur of the moment, like spontaneous, sometimes impulsive kind of an energy. And then I have the World. So whatever this action was, looks like it brought about the ending of a cycle between the two of you, and at the same time, the beginning of the next cycle. This is the final card of the Major Arcana. So I'm having a lot of completion energy. I've got these two tens here in the overall energy. Tens are completions. I've got the 10 of the Major Arcana in the shared energy, so this rules over the tens of all four suits. Another completion energy, and now we have the final card of the Major Arcana, completion of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. And then we got the Lovers right behind that. This is the Gemini Major Arcana card. This is a powerful love connection in terms of how you feel about it. But a long time ago, before this card was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So a lot of times this will represent the interconnectedness between people and how their choices affect you and vice versa. It can even represent that there is a choice to be made in this powerful connection here. It can even represent that there's now a choice between lovers, possibly because someone took some rapid, decisive action impulsively that they didn't think through, and it could have caused an ending between the two of you, and now there's this choice about what to do with the connection, or even a choice between some other person being involved now. That might be why I'm seeing an internal conflict here, because you want one thing and it looks like they're pulling in a different direction than you are. When I clarify Five of Wands, I get Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, the Emperor again, the Two of Wands, and there's the Moon I was talking about when I was telling you about the Sun. Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. In a relationship, that almost always means I'm holding on to you, or I'm holding on to this connection and I don't want to let go. I'm internally conflicted about whether or not I should hold on to this connection or not. Next, this Nine of Wands is Sagittarius energy of being walled off and defensive about something. This is also a card of healing. This is the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt, hence this wall he builds around himself. It's his defense mechanism. It's his way to protect himself so he doesn't get hurt anymore. He doesn't want to be hurt anymore. He's trying to heal so he can get his energy right and take the next step in his journey. So sometimes this can represent that you have been hurt by what has happened, and even though you're hurt, there's a piece of you that doesn't want to let go of it. There's probably another piece of you that wants to hide behind your wall that you've put up here. This can also just represent that there is a barrier in the way between the two of you, or a barrier in the way of you being able to hold on to what you want. Actually, it could be any number of those things all happening at the same time, and it could just be different layers to the story here. But the next clarifier we have for that Five of Wands is the Emperor. That is the shared energy between the two of you. Again, Aries Major Arcana energy, taking control, taking charge of the situation. This is feeling like the person who gets to call the shots and make the rules and set the boundaries. This doesn't feel like you. This feels much more like them, being highly concerned with getting what they want and executing that plan that they have. Probably even setting barriers between the two of you, or setting boundaries on things. Like, this is really like, it's going to work the way I say it's going to work because I'm the boss type of an energy. Next, I have Two of Wands. Got a lot of wands here. There's a lot of passion and desire involved in whatever this situation is. This is Aries energy. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads in your life. It's probably a crossroads in this relationship. This is a decision point, And it's a decision about what is it that you want your world to actually be like. What do you want for your life? And which of these two paths is going to get you what you want? And which path do you need to leave behind? So this is that decision point for you about that. It's very odd having the Emperor and then a decision right after that. This is almost like, I know what I want, but it's really about what do they want, and like this fork in the road is going to be determined by them. Like, it looks like what you want is to hold on to the connection and not to be hurt anymore. But they seem to be in much more control of that than you, at least on the surface. Final clarifier here is the moon. This is Pisces energy of fear, worry, anxiety, usually from uncertainty. Like I said, when the moon's out, it's dark outside, so it's hard to see the path that you're on. It's hard to tell, is this the right path for me? Should I even be on this path to begin with? Did I make a wrong turn? Should I go back? That level of uncertainty is enough to make somebody start to freak out a little bit and have some fear and worry and anxiety. But like I said, it can also represent something being hidden in the dark, as in there's stuff going on you don't know about, you haven't seen yet, it hasn't been revealed to you. This can represent an illusion or even a secret that's being kept. Could even be that your person had some sort of a choice, passion, desire related about what is it that they want. That could be why you're hurt. Could be why I'm seeing this pulling in two different directions. That could even be the thing that turned this around. There could be something that at some point in time was secret from you. That's looking like what we got going on, because this central energy for you is the Three of Cups. This is Cancer energy of either being united and celebrating or reunited and celebrating. The other meaning to it is it can represent a third-party love triangle, because there are three cups of love in the picture here. So tell me more about this Three of Cups, please. Why is that the central energy for Pisces? We move into May, really. We're taking all of it. We got a lot happening here. I don't know exactly what order those came out. It feels like this one went first. Ooh, wow. Wow. We got a lot happening here. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. We saw this Ace of Pentacles here right behind these two completion cards, looking like an ending to having lives combined together, or being married, or living together, or going down that path. It looks like some new opportunity is what kind of got in the way of that. You can see that this page is carrying that Ace of Pentacles. So this is news and messages and communications about that physical opportunity presenting itself. A lot of times I'll get this when it's someone who is at the early stages of planning for their future. It's not a fully developed plan yet. It's just at the early stages of that. So there could be communications going on about being reunited. This could be talking about there's a third cup of love in the picture, and there were communications about a physical opportunity presenting itself with someone. I think that's it, because I got that Five of Swords right behind it. We've already seen that Aquarius energy. This is betrayal. This is winning at all costs. It's a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event that comes out of this communication and this physical opportunity. And it's directly related to King of Wands again, either Leo or Sagittarius energy. Very passion-driven, motivated, determined kind of a person. And it's like their happiness is tied to that kind of an energy here. More Leo energy in the background again, though. This is either talking about that getting exposed and your person getting recognized for the betrayal, or them having a whole lot of happiness tied to them. Either you having a lot of happiness tied to them, or them having a lot of happiness tied to acting on the wand type of an energy. When I clarify this Three of Cups, normally I get 3 clarifiers. I got 5 for your first column, and I just got 6 here. 7 of Wands, Death, 2 of Cups, 9 of Cups, the Fool, and the 10 of Cups. So I got a lot of cups here. A lot of love and emotions showing up in your energy. Totally expected. You're a Pisces. You're a water sign. You're very emotional and intuitive, so that makes a lot of sense. Still seeing a lot of wands out here. Seven of Wands is more Leo energy. This is another defensive energy. There's two defensive energies in the deck. If I could pick it up, got both of them right here in your energy. This is about defending your position on something, or defending your stance on something, or being willing to fight to protect something that's important to you. Fight for this connection. I see here that you don't want to let go of it. It's actually sitting right beside that card. I don't want to let go of this, and I'm willing to fight for it. This can also just be defensive energy here, and we got communications going on about third cup of love, and this could be them ducking and dodging and bobbing and weaving, and like, wasn't me. Didn't do that. It could be something like that. It could just be you wanting to fight for the connection, and like I said, it could be both of those things at the same time, and it's just different layers to the onion here. Death, we've already seen. Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is an ending. This is something dying, and you probably wanting to fight for it and wanting to like bring it back. Like, this is reconciliation energy of being reunited. But there seems to be some sort of a barrier in the way of that. Some sort of a pain happening here. Painful stuff happening. You've been hurt. Next, I got the Two of Cups, which is Cancer energy. This is a love connection between two people. It's I breathe you in, you breathe me in. We're connected, but it is a two, and in tarot, twos represent choices or decisions. So again, I've got another reference that we could either have a choice about this love connection here, or we've got a choice between two different cups of love. We got 3 cups here. There's an extra cup involved. And it's sitting right beside the Emperor, which tells me it's not really your choice as much as you would like it to be. It's their choice. I got the way the Emperor is positioned out here on the table. I've got the Two of Cups beside it and the Two of Wands connected to it vertically. Choices all around the Emperor. Their decision here. Or at least from your perception, it's their decision. That's not usually always true. Just because it feels to you like it's their choice, you could easily decide, you know what, screw this, I don't want it anymore, and take your ball and go home, and there really ain't shit they can do about that. Doesn't seem to be the choice that you want to make, though. Next clarifier for the Three of Cups is the Nine of Cups. This is more Pisces energy. This is personal happiness and wish fulfillment. It is also a singles energy. It's a step backwards from the Ten of Cups, which we'll come to here in a second. This is like the being combined together emotional energy. This is being independent, individual emotional energy. This is about personal happiness and wish fulfillment. In a sense, this can be great energy. This can represent that you're emotionally happy and content in and of yourself, and you don't need this external person to show up to make you happy, or you don't need this external person to show up and make you feel whole or make you feel loved or appreciated. You do all that for yourself. Could be that. Can also sometimes represent that the whole reason we have a choice between more than one person, the whole turn of events that's happened here, is because somebody is much more concerned about their own personal happiness and wish fulfillment than they are concerned about your happiness, or than they are concerned about what's best for us. The choice, again, not just tied to the Emperor with 2 twos, it's also tied to this personal happiness and wish fulfillment, has 2 twos beside it. So there's definitely a choice related to personal happiness and wish fulfillment, and that choice seems to belong to the Emperor, which doesn't feel like you. Next, I have the Fool. We've already seen the World. That's the last card of the Major Arcana. This is the very first card of the Major Arcana, card 0. It's the first card of the whole tarot deck, so this is legitimately a new beginning on something, starting at the very beginning and taking a blind leap of faith on something. This would be like not needing to know what all the steps are before I take the first step, not needing to know what the end result is going to be, how it's going to work out. This is just going for it. This is like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to leap off this cliff, and I'm going to worry about how to grow wings on my way down. We'll figure this out as I move along here. And I think this can represent foolish behavior, unnecessary risks being taking risks outside of the connection. It's tied directly to personal happiness and wish fulfillment. This can even be sometimes someone who's not single, but they present themselves emotionally as if they are single. And we got looking like unnecessary risks or new beginning or risks outside of the connection being kept secret here. The final clarifier for this Three of Cups is the Ten of Cups. This is more Pisces energy. This is everyone's goal in terms of love and relationships. It's that happily ever after that we all want. That happy fairy tale romance, happy fairy tale love connection that we all want. It's like two people being combined together and pouring themselves into each other emotionally, and everyone's fully happy and fully content and fully in love. There is a negative side to this card that most people won't tell you. That this happy fairy tale piece of it is that negative component, because we all want that to be true so bad. We all want to believe that this relationship I'm in is this happily ever after I've always dreamt of. So much so that we'll ignore red flags. We'll sweep shit under the rug and pretend like we didn't see that and pretend like that didn't happen. We'll ignore things that we shouldn't ignore, because if any of that stuff is true, then this can't be true. And I want this to be true. So I'm just going to pretend like I didn't see some of that stuff. And I'm going to keep on like deluding myself into believing I have this Ten of Cups. That can be the negative piece of it. It is directly tied to the Fool, which, like I said, can represent foolish behavior, foolish decision making. It is also tied to personal happiness, and personal happiness being tied to this connection. This is looking like a spot, and I even have like very first clarifier in this column. I feel like I just triggered the shit out of someone watching right now. And this very first card, defensive energy. So when I said that, like, this is like deluding yourself into believing that what you have is this Ten of Cups when it's not, and that's foolish, and that's your personal happiness making you have foolish beliefs about something. This is defensiveness. Probably about that defensiveness against, nuh-uh, this isn't over, this isn't dead. So it's feeling like I got two different layers to the story here. In that layer one is telling me what your person has done, bringing in the third person and being foolish and being only concerned with their own happiness and keeping secrets and having choices that they don't tell you about. And there's also that element there of, unfortunately, sorry, don't shoot me, I'm just the messenger. It's my job to receive the messages and relay them, not pass my personal judgment on the message itself or on you. I'm not doing that. I'm just telling you what I see. And there is definitely an element of self-delusion here in terms of believing this is the Ten of Cups when it's not, and holding on to it even when it's already dead and there's been some stuff that shouldn't have gone down. Final card for you Pisces came out as 2. We got the Ace of Cups and Temperance. The Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love and emotions. It can sometimes represent trying to fill the cup back up between the two of you and start back over at square one in terms of love and emotions. But I definitely have energy out here of pulling in two different directions and something being recognized. So it's probably there is a new cup of love that's been brought into the picture here. I've had multiple references to that. Temperance is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. This is a card of patience. It's a card about blending two different things together in order to make something new. It is also sometimes an energy of someone who needs to temper themselves because something is really out of balance here. Something's out of whack, and this is like recalibration type of an energy, trying to like even things back out. This can even represent reconciliation, kind of like this Three of Cups can be about being reunited and celebrating. Temperance can be about recombining love that's been separated and recombining it back together. Tell me about Temperance, please, and the Ace of Cups. Why are those final cards here? Pisces, thank you. Okay. Bottom of the deck. The Lovers. Seen this already. Gemini's Major Arcana card. powerful connection in terms of how you feel about it. And I do want to be clear, when the lovers shows up in a love reading, this is not God or the universe or the divine or spirit or source or however you personally view that. This is not that beaming down a message to me that says, oh, this person is the one for them, they're supposed to be together. That's not what it means. It's showing up in your energy because you feel the power of this connection. And sure, maybe you feel that way about it, but this isn't like factual verification of that being the case. This is just showing up in your energy because you feel the power of the connection. But there is also an element of their choices having affected you. And there's also an element of a choice between more than one person here. A choice about this connection. And can we start over from square one? Can we recombine this love back together? Do have the world behind it, which represents the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Just kind of like this Wheel of Fortune here. 2 cards that can represent a cycle of something happening. This is the ending of a cycle, and at the same time, the beginning of the new cycle. We did just see the Fool. So I've got the full shebang here, the completed cycle all the way from beginning to end between the two of you. And there's still apparently, at least from your perspective, being some sort of a choice here about balancing it back out and probably recombining together. This whole ending, though, this whole choice about the love connection itself, a choice between lovers ending and starting something new, all is directly tied to this Knight of Swords, this very spontaneous, impulsive decision-making energy here. This is like, I didn't think about it first, I just ran off and did it. This card has 2 meanings, 6 of Pentacles. It's Taurus energy. First meaning can be balance. It can be like, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. We're trying to balance this connection out. Equal give and take. It could be that, but it can just as easily represent the Merchant, meaning your person, giving to 2 people in the physical sense. And notice one of them's kind of like hidden behind him. Got references to secret being kept. Now when I clarify the Ace of Cups and Temperance, I get the 10 of Swords again, 5 of Cups, Queen of Swords, 3 of Wands. 10 of Swords is Gemini energy. We already saw that 3 cards deep in the overall energy. It looks like an ending to combine together lives based on some new opportunity that presents itself. This is, like I said, sometimes it's an ending you don't see coming, which is why the swords are in the person's back. I'm feeling that's probably it. This feels very abrupt, very like out of nowhere, like everything was fine yesterday and then suddenly it's not fine anymore. And I don't think you saw that coming, most likely because things were being hidden from you and kept secret and kept hidden in the dark, and about foolish actions and decisions being made here. Next I have 5 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy, again with the 5s, conflict, that's change. This is an emotional loss here. This is someone who is feeling sadness and remorse about their past. At its core, this card's about whatever you focus on is literally going to dictate to you what emotions you experience. So here, this person is feeling all sad and depressed and remorseful, and there's regrets and loss, and they're focused on these 3 cups that have been spilled out. I got 3 cups right here in the center of your energy. So that can represent what spilled our love, our connection here, is this third party thing that's going on, this love triangle thing here. There's 2 upright cups in the background, which is the 2 of Cups that's out here. So yes, there's still a connection that you feel here, but this can just as easily represent there's a choice between 2 different people here looming in the background for you. And you could be having sadness and remorse about that. You could be feeling these negative emotions because of where your focus is. If you're focused on the past, you're going to feel what you felt in the past. If you focus on something that you've lost, you will feel the loss. If you focus on something that you believe is missing from your life, you're going to feel that gap in your life. And that's what this card's really about. It's about controlling your own focus and not letting your focus dictate policy to you. Focus is like potty training a puppy. Like if you just let the little puppy do whatever it wants, it's going to piss all over your carpet. But you stay on it, and you take it outside and you make it pee outside, and every time you catch it sniffing around like it's going to pee in the house, you have to grab it and put it back where you want it to be, and eventually it gets it and it just stays where you put it and it does what you want it to do. Your focus is the same way. Most people don't do that. They just let their focus run wild, and wherever it goes is wherever it goes, and they may not even realize that they get to control it. But it is called your focus because it belongs to you, and it does have to listen to you. You just got to sometimes condition it for that. This is looking like the feelings that you still have, the connection that you still feel, is what's keeping you in this state, and it's dictating to you where to focus. You're focused on the ending here. Right beside this card is death. So there's definitely an element that this connection is over, and you're feeling that. And it's probable that that is because of a new cup of love coming in. And it's also probable that you're trying to be patient in hopes that we can recombine this back together, balance it all out, fill that cup back up. Then I've got the Queen of Swords next. Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. Like, this is someone who knows what's going on around her. She can clearly see what's going on. And she's also very fair. She holds her hand out like that because she's offering to let someone tell their side of the story. Speak your truth to me. The problem is she already knows what happened, and the story they tell her better match the truth she already knows, or she cuts their head off with the sword. So this is like speaking the truth on something and cutting off the thing or the person that isn't in your best interest anymore. This usually represents a conversation that we have where truth gets spoken and then someone gets cut off. That's right beside this Two of Cups, this decision about a connection, decision between two people. Again, I still got the Lovers looking at me on the bottom of the deck, and something being over and something new starting here. Final clarifier for Ace of Cups in Temperance, Three of Wands. Aries energy. I saw the Two of Wands earlier in your energy. That's the decision point about what is it do I really want for my life? What do I want my world to be like, and which path gets me there? In the Three of Wands, you already know what you want. You've already decided that. You've already chosen the path. You've started taking steps down the path, taking actions, trying to manifest the thing that you want. This is being at the beginning stages of manifesting something. It's also about having this positive expectancy that the thing I want is going to happen. The path I've chosen is going to lead me there. The actions I'm taking are going to get me the thing that I want. It just hasn't materialized yet, and I'm still waiting on that to show up. There's that tied directly to Nine of Cups, which is personal happiness and wish fulfillment. But I got that Two of Wands in the same row. So there's what's in the middle of this decision point about what is it I want, and waiting on the thing I want to actually show up. What's in the middle of that? Probably controlling it is personal happiness and wish fulfillment. And again, I've got the Fool tied to the Moon. This feels like they were taking unnecessary risks and doing foolish stuff and keeping it secret from you, and you didn't know for a period of time. But this is also feeling like there's some element of foolishness tied to Ten of Cups here. Like, if you look at what does true love really look like, what does that mean to you? Like, what does that look like to you? And then look at what you have with this person and juxtapose those two pictures next to each other. And do they look the same? Is that really a match? Like that little kids card game Memory that we played as little kids, where we'd flip cards over and try to find matches, and if they don't match, you got to put them face down, and now it's the next person's turn. Don't think these two things match. Like, this really feels like an idealized version of what you want the relationship to be, much more than it feels like what the relationship actually is. And it doesn't look like you're able to see the difference, at least at some point you weren't. This is typically, first column is typically stuff that's more recent past probably already happened, and the farther I get closer to the end here of your energy, looks like we're starting to come more into present time or near future stuff here. This is looking like, at least in the recent past, you weren't able to clearly see this and what this relationship really is. Sorry if that triggers you. I'm not meaning to trigger you. It's just important that I tell you what I actually see, what I actually feel. It's important that I relay the message to you the way that I receive it and not try to sugarcoat it or put a positive spin on it, because my goal is to get you the truth, to get you the clarity so that you can make your own decisions that are in your own best interest, and do it from a state of not being blindfolded. So sometimes I have to tell you things that you may not want to hear, but it's not my job to tell you what you want to hear. It's my job to tell you the truth. So I'm always going to do that. That's your energy in this connection as we enter into May, Pisces. Let's take a look at your person's energy. Their first card is their most important. They got the Chariot. Central to their energy is the Six of Swords. And their final card is the Hermit. 2 of the 3 of their cards are major arcanas. That's powerful energy here. This Chariot is Cancer energy. This is the fastest moving energy in the whole tarot deck. This is like rocket launcher kind of fast here. This is like, at its core, it's about using the will to overcome obstacles and problems and stuff that's in the way. It's like getting past all that stuff through sheer will alone, and then moving forward very quickly in success and victory. There's an issue of alignment in this energy, though. In a normal tarot deck, there's a black sphinx and a white sphinx, and the driver doesn't have reins to control this or to steer it. So if all pieces of the driver aren't in alignment, in other words, if all parts of themselves aren't pulling in the same direction, it either doesn't move anywhere or it rips itself in half because it's trying to pull in 2 different directions. I get that feeling here from this 5 of Wands in the shared energy. Very first card for you is the 5 of Wands. This is really feeling like, A, your person is pulling a different direction than you are. B, they probably have some sort of an internal misalignment with themselves. And the other thing that this card can mean is sometimes it can just represent getting the hell out of Dodge, like super fast, like hopping in my Chariot and I'm gone, see ya. I'm getting the really strong feeling that this happened in a way that feels very abrupt and out of left field for you, even though there's elements here of a plan being put together and a plan being executed in the background, and you probably just didn't recognize this yet. But clarify this Chariot here. Tell me more about the Chariot for Pisces romantic person of interest as we move into May 2024, please. A lot of major arcana here. A lot. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Cups. Cancer energy again. That was actually your central energy here. Like I said, it's got multiple meanings. It can be about being united or reunited and celebrating, so it can be reconciliation. It could be overcoming obstacles to this and trying to reconcile, but this could also represent 3 cups of love being in the picture, and your person moving very, very quickly on that. I do have the Sun behind it. Again, Leo major arcana. This is a lot of happiness tied to this 3rd cup. A lot of happiness tied to moving forward. This can also just be, this was exposed. It was hidden in the dark. There was this foolish stuff going on in the background and a choice between more than one person, and that got exposed. King of Wands. Like, there's the Leo, Sagittarius type energy again. This is very driven, motivated, I'm going to get what I want kind of an energy. It's also very driven and motivated by passion, desire, and sexual energy. When I clarify the Chariot, you get the Hierophant, the Tower, and the Star. The Hierophant is Taurus major arcana. This is a card of commitment. It's about being committed to something that's bigger than you, or in your person's case, committed to something bigger than them. In a relationship, that would be being fully committed to the relationship itself. taking it to the next level, advancing it to like living together, being married. This is typically referred to as a marriage card. I've got 2 cards here that could indicate that this is a marriage I'm talking about, or at least was at some point in the past before it came to an end. This could just be we were living together, we were taking things to the next level. It could also be that your person views commitment as some obstacle that needs to be overcome or something that needs to be run away from very quickly. The very next card here is the Tower. So we have a collapse to this commitment here. This is a foundation rocking event. This is some important structure coming down all around you, collapsing, falling apart. This is like, when this happens, nothing is the same after that. This usually will represent the collapse of the relationship itself, the collapse of this commitment. It can even represent the collapse of a belief system, like this mental model of the world that I'm operating from, and the way I believe things are. It turns out it's not actually the way I thought it was, and now that whole belief is shattered. I'm really feeling that with this 10 of Cups here. Like, this feels like you believed that this was your happily ever after until something proves to you that that's not the case. And even then, it looks like you're having a little bit of trouble accepting that. The Tower, and then we get the Star. This is the card that comes immediately after the Tower. So you don't make it to the Tower or the Star without going through a Tower. And I've got them right back to back here. This is hope and healing. This is Aquarius energy. When the Tower collapses and nothing is the same as it was the day before, it's really hard to figure out what the hell do I do moving forward from here. I can't see the path in front of me anymore. The path I thought I was on, like my whole belief system has shattered and I don't know what to do. Well, this is the guiding light from the universe that lights the way for your person so they can see their path moving forward. This is where hope comes from. It's where healing comes from. This is very strange energy. Like, this could be saying that I'm having the hope that we can heal this because it all collapsed and I want to overcome it. And it could be I'm trying to put together a plan and execute my plan to turn this all around, but then there's some recognition that takes place that causes an internal conflict. This could be a case where you guys had some sort of a falling out or a separation or something like that. Some problem happened. And there was this idea of working on it and you not wanting to let go of it and trying to get past the barrier that's in the way. But the barrier is actually partially them and the choices that they make. And this could be a case of that they were willing to work on it with you until something gets recognized. And it could be that you didn't know that there was a third party until you were in the midst of like maybe starting to think about putting this back together, and we got some problem here. Central to your person's energy, 6 of Swords, Aquarius energy. This is about moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving the rough, choppy waters of the past behind. Like moving away from some mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Leaving that in the past and moving forward toward what it is that they want. There's an implied choice that comes with that. The painful thing's already happened. You can't change that at this point. So their real choice is about, what do I do moving forward here? Am I going to carry the burden that this painful thing has caused into my future so it continues to weigh me down? Or am I going to carry forward the lesson I learned from going through this painful experience so that something like that doesn't happen to me again? Tell me about this 6 of Swords. Why is that here for Pisces person, please? I am like fighting off yawns like crazy. Like, once I started getting toward the end of your energy, I could feel it coming on. And since I've been over here, it's like over and over and over again, it's making me want to yawn. Bottom of the deck, we got 4 of Wands. So I've seen the 2 and the 3 and now the 4. Things are advancing here. This is Aries energy. The 4s are about stability. So this is stability of the home life, stability of the family life, stability of the connection between the two of you. It's also, these 4 wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. So in this 2 of wands where I got to choose what do I want, and in the 3 of wands where I've already chosen what I want and the path that gets me there, and I'm taking the actions and I'm waiting on the thing to happen because it just hasn't happened yet. This is the next step. This is the thing appearing in the physical world. It's stable in the physical 3D reality. It's here and I can celebrate it. And I'm leaving something behind and moving forward toward what I want. This is like leaving behind stability of home and family and connection. I've got 2 of Pentacles behind it, which is an energy of balance, but it's more about trying to maintain my balance or get my balance back once it's been thrown off. It's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, back and forth, can't quite make my mind up kind of an energy. It can even represent a person juggling 2 people in the physical sense while I'm engaged in this stable, happy commitment, happy connection here. I've got both of these cards can represent marriage cards. 10 of Pentacles can do that. Normally I get King and Queen of Pentacles a lot when I'm dealing with married people, and I don't have that, so this could just be a case of that's what you believed this was leading to. Yeah, they got off balance about something and they had a choice to make. I did see the Ace of Pentacles here, this physical opportunity presenting itself. The next step up is now I'm juggling this opportunity in you. And I did this very spontaneously, abruptly, impulsively, didn't think it through first. This sometimes, I don't like saying this, but sometimes this gets referred to as the narcissist card. So take that however it resonates for you. Don't label it on somebody if it doesn't actually fit, but could definitely fit based on what I'm seeing. Excuse me, when I clarify 6 of Swords, I get 6 of Pentacles. The Devil, King of Swords. 6 of Swords. Oh my God, it's trying to get me again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not tired. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I have attention deficit disorder, so I've taken my Adderall today. There's no way in the world I'm tired. This is draining the shit out of me. This is Taurus energy of either balancing something back out in equal give and take, which does not appear to be the case. The other meaning to this is the Merchant here giving to 2 people in the physical sense, while already in a committed connection that had stability to it. Next I have the Devil, which is Capricorn's major arcana card. It's sitting right beside the Tower. This is some heavy toxic energy here. This is obsession. It's addiction. It's a feeling of being trapped, like I can't escape. Feeling like something has control over me and I don't have any control over it. The 2 people on the card are the 2 people from the Lover's card, but here they've got chains around their neck. They're not here because they want to be. I'm stuck here. I can't escape this. This could represent that they have some toxicity in them. Can represent that they have some toxic urges or desires under the surface that are actually in control here, that are running the show and making them do things that probably not in their best interest to do. This could just be a piece of their shadow, like a piece of themselves they don't like, and they're in denial about it, and they don't want you to see it. They won't look at it themselves, and it ends up controlling their life and causing towers wherever they go. Could totally be that. I've seen a lot of wands. I've seen that King of Wands and the Sun being tied to that energy a lot. That can be somebody who's got a problem with the wand energy and can't fully contain it. They get overwhelmed with it. It just becomes too much to control, and it collapses things. Even if that is the case, this King of Swords doesn't look so hot here. This is very logical, rational decision-making energy. This is a person who is very disconnected from their emotions. They don't consult their emotions or their intuition when they make decisions. This is someone who looks strictly at the truth and the facts and what's right in front of me and what can I see, what do I know to be true that I can verify. Let me add the numbers up and make sure your math is correct, and I'm going to decide based on that kind of stuff alone. Very logical, irrational thinking, not emotional. When I got that tied with the Devil, this is like, I got this stuff inside of me that I can't control, but then I try to logically rationalize my behavior. I try to explain it away and justify what I've been doing. And that's probably how they maintain their level of hope in terms of getting what they want. But this thing that they're hoping to get what they want, though, is not emotionally based. It's just strictly what I can see in front of me. That doesn't feel good. This is like, I'm not consulting how I feel about you. I'm not consulting whether or not this feels right or wrong to do. I'm just doing it, and I'm justifying what I'm doing. Because really, I got something under the hood that's running the show here. They have definitely an internal conflict. And I don't think there's a piece of themselves that they're in control of. Even if they do recognize that, they're in denial about it, and they rationalize it and justify it. And it's probably a cycle that keeps happening. I've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. This is the karmic hamster wheel. I see this a lot. This type of a connection is very, very good at masquerading as the Ten of Cups. It's very good at tricking you into seeing this, when in reality, this is what you've got here. This is not the person that you were supposed to be with. Sure, you were supposed to get with them, and this was supposed to happen because there's a lesson here. You're supposed to learn a lesson. They're supposed to learn a lesson. And this whole karmic hamster wheel thing means I didn't learn the lesson, and now I get to repeat the lesson again. And I didn't learn it then either, so now I get to repeat it again. This is feeling like it's not the first trip around the block between the two of you and something like this going on. Also, though, they are supposed to be learning a lesson about themselves here, and they're not doing that. They're repeating the same mistake, and they're bringing towers with them into committed connections. And then having this way of like, no, I'm in control. This isn't in control. I am. This is a person who's wearing a mask. They're putting up a fake front, a facade of being in control when they're not really in control. And on the other side of that coin, it's like you're viewing them as this person that is the one for you, but they're not even close. The Hermit is their final card. This is the Virgo Major Arcana card. This is a card of withdrawal and isolation. So this usually means communication shuts down entirely. This can be, if it's not completely shut down, it's very dramatically different than it used to be. This can also be like someone ghosted you and they like very abruptly just boom, I'm out, and you don't even know what's going on. I get this a lot when you don't have closure from this person and they're not giving it to you. This is supposed to be the kind of energy that you tap into when you go inside yourself and search your soul and look through your own shadow to try to uncover this stuff that I didn't have the courage to face before. This is about going in to find it and face it and deal with it and overcome it. But that only happens when you're willing to face it. You can't fix a problem that you refuse to admit is there. If you're unwilling to look at the thing being a problem, there's no way to fix it. Like, imagine trying to fix your flat tire when you're like, nope, I'm not even going to look at it. That tire is not flat. I don't want that tire to be flat. Like, you're fucking yourself when you do that. And that's what this person is doing here. Tell me about the Hermit, please. This feels much more like they're not talking than it feels like they're doing the internal shadow work here. Tell me about this Hermit. Why is the Hermit? Definitely not doing their shadow work. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. Definitely not doing their shadow work. They're controlled by their wand. They don't control it. It controls them. Their passion, their desire, their sexual energy, and wanting that and not having the ability to tell themselves no is what this feels like. I'm going to get it one way or another. Six of Cups, and there's the past showing up. Scorpio energy of the past. This can be thinking about the past and reminiscing about the past and the good old days and the way it used to be. It can even just represent that we have a past history of this person behaving this way. It can represent something or someone from the past showing up. And again, like I said, this doesn't feel like the first happening of this type of an energy between the two of you or in this connection. This could be the past coming back, and now here it is again, them acting single when they're not actually single. This Virgo energy of the Nine of Pentacles. It's independent energy. It's like physically single energy. But a lot of times I get this for a person that's not single. They just present themselves as if they are. I've got the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles here. Both singles energies. This person ain't talking. They haven't given you closure either. When I clarify the Hermit, I get the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Chariot. Ace of Cups. You've already seen this out here in your energy. It was one of your final cards that came out. This new beginning in love and emotions. New cup of love showing up. It's sitting right, and they don't talk about that. They don't communicate that to you because they were keeping that secret. This Ace of Cups, this new beginning in love, is sitting right beside the Merchant giving to two people while in a commitment already. I don't think this was as abrupt and spontaneous as it probably felt when you discovered this. I think it was already going on and you just didn't know. So it was all new to you at the moment, but I think that this had been working its way up. Knight of Wands. This is the second fastest knight in the deck. This is rushing forward, taking rapid, passionate action on something there's passion and desire for. Actions toward passion and desire. This is like, sometimes gets called the player of the tarot deck. So I've seen the narcissist. I've seen the player now. This can be that really wishy-washy bullshit, in and out, back and forth energy of someone who comes rushing in all passionately and tells you everything you want to hear in order to get what they want. But then they rush off somewhere else just as passionately and say whatever that person wants to hear so they can get what they want. And then they come back and forth playing two different people. I've had several references to that type of an energy of playing two different people. Again, it's a wand energy, and it's sitting right beside the devil. So this is definitely a person whose wand controls them. I get this one a lot when it's somebody who's a sex addict or they have like a real problem with containing themselves in that type of a situation. Can't keep the wand under control. This is the dude right here that if something makes the wand stand up and point, he's got to go rushing down the path to see what it's pointing at and do something about that, which is how you get to the new cup. It's how you get to the Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning in passion and desire. Phallic symbol of the deck. This is the male you-know-what, and using that to be intimate. New beginning in that, and then we've got this very logical, rational, justifying type of an energy there. Tied to hope. Like, this is almost feeling like, yes, I hope I can get the wand wet. I hope I can do what I want in that regard, and then still be able to make up good excuses and rationalize and justify what I'm doing. Final card for your person, Pisces, is the Chariot. That was their very first card in their energy. So it's ending the same way it began, with them either, and it looks like them very quickly getting the hell out of Dodge here, going off, rushing after this new cup, this new person, this new interest that they have in the passion desire realm here. Again, though, there's what I was talking about with the dark side and the light side pulling in two different directions. This person definitely has the dark side in them, because their central energy to the whole energy out here is that devil energy. And them rationalizing and justifying it and making excuses for it and trying to present themselves as if they're doing what they're doing on purpose, but they're not in control. Puts them in the spot where they're given to two people, though, that is for sure. And this, again, fastest energy in the deck. This came out of nowhere, and this looks like them just like, boom, I'm out. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Pisces love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.